Doom, dun, 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 dun. Doom, dun, 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 dun. What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. NBA Talk with Jay. You see what I'm saying? We're trying to get some cash. It's Monday. No, it's not Monday, man. It's Thursday here. Trying to get some cash, man. I got notes, basically got feels on every single game. You see what I'm saying? On every single game, man. So let's get straight down to business, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Remember, we're noticing the patterns. We're staying calculated. We're trusting ourselves, trusting our gut. You see what I'm saying? And we trying to get some cash, man. That's what we're doing, my guys. So let's get straight to it in this one, man. It's all business on the show. Hopefully I can get a little hopefully I can get some help today. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully I can get some help today, man. Maybe hopefully I can get a call today and we get some cash, man. But let me just I gotta do something real quick, man. But let me see here real quick. All right, let's get straight to it, man. All right. Got notes on every game. I really do think this is a good card, man. I really do think it's a good card. I'm glad that it's not the weekend because for whatever reason, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday games be funky as hell. But let's get straight to it here. It's all business on the show. Let's go over here to the first game up, man. Let's go over to the streets of Detroit in this one, man. Pistons getting the point at the house versus the Utah Jazz in this one. Like I say, got notes on everything. I even wrote them down with the pencil as well, man. 13. Like, where the glasses? Where the glasses? I gotta see into the future on this shit, man. 13 straight game in the new arena for the Utah Jazz tonight. Back to back, 3 games in 4 nights. Fourth game in 6 nights, and also 6 game in 9 days for the Jazz as well. All of them have travel as well. The Jazz have been literally traveling all over the place, my guys. I can't tell anyone to take the Pistons, but I do think they're the right side, and I think they come out with in the first half as well, my guys. So let me just go through where the Jazz have been going all over the place, man. They were on the road. So this started out November 30th. They were on the road versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Come home 1 game. Then back out on the road in Dallas. Come back home for 1 game. Then back out on the road, OKC. Come home for 1 game. Then 2 road games, Portland and Sacramento. Then come home 1 game versus the Brooklyn Nets. Then now they're on. Then last night on the road versus the Cavaliers. Now it's another game on the road versus the Pistons as well. It's been super easy just to keep fading the Pistons, but this is the game that they're favored by. Like when they Bet Online have all these type of funky odds or whatever. If as far as like who's going to be the team that they could beat. You see what I'm saying? The first team. This is the betting favorite here. If the Pistons don't win this game, they will break the NBA record for most losses in a row. They're at 24 losses right now. The NBA record is 28 losses set by the Philadelphia 76ers. So if they don't win this game, they will make their record there. So in my opinion, they should be turned up here. First half is probably the better spot because they don't have a shot to win the game if they don't come out in the first half. But this is a spot where the Pistons have been getting slowly but surely a little bit closer to a win in that one. So I'd be looking towards Pistons in the first half and full game. That's the only way that I can look at this game, my guys. Let's head over here to the streets of Cleveland in this one, man. Cavs getting 2.5 points at the house versus the versus the New Orleans Pelicans in this one. The Cavs have won the last 3 meetings versus the New Orleans Pelicans. This is a game that I don't care who's playing. This is all about a spot play in this one, man. Fly in this one. You look at the Pelicans, number 2 defense over the last 5 games. This is a bounce back spot as well. They led by 24 points in the last game and ended up losing that game versus the Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant. This is a back-to-back. 3rd game in 4 nights, 4th game in 6 nights, 7th game in 11 days for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this was crazy because we got a few teams that's in this horrible spot here tonight. And I don't care if they're laying points or if they're the underdog. This is a spot that I'll fade every single time and live with the results in this one. I will not regret it whatsoever. Cavs head on the road for Christmas. Not really, because let me see. One of these games, they can come back to the house. So they do head on the road for the next game versus Chicago. And then they don't play again until 2 days after Christmas. So they could go to Chicago and then come back to the house for a few days and then go out to Dallas after Christmas. So that's not all the way right, but still, it's the last game of a 4-game homestand, but they're still in that 7th game in 11 days. And this is where I think it finally catches up with the Cavs. They've also not been playing a lot of guys as well, my guys. Pelicans haven't lost back-to-back games, ATS or straight up, in their last 12 games, my guys. Remember, we're noticing the patterns. we're trusting our instincts. We're going with our gut, man. We won't have any regrets as well, my guys. So being calculated here, and I think that the Pelicans come out here really calculated. I don't care if Zion plays Valanciunas. I just hope, long as it's not a injury, or illness that's going through the whole locker room, I'm not worried here. I like the Pelicans in this spot. I actually think the Pelicans come out here cover first half and full game, but I am on them full game. Took them on the money line earlier. I still like the -2, -2.5, whatever you have to take with the Pelicans. I think they win this game by double digits, my guys. If you like, you can wait on Donovan Mitchell. The line might go down, but if Zion and Valanciunas out and Mitchell's in, it'll probably stay the same. Could go Cavs as a favorite. I don't care. I think they're running out of gas in this game. I like the Pellies in this game. Fly, Pelly, fly. I'm on the Pelicans here, my guys. Let's go over here to the streets of OKC in this one. Thunder laying 4.5 points at the house versus the LA Clippers in this one. So the Thunder are 7-2 against the spread in their last 9 meetings versus the Clippers. They have a major rest advantage as well, guys. So this is another spot where the Clippers, and I wouldn't be surprised if they rested some guys here. Now, I know when a team is on a long win streak, they want to keep that streak going for as long as possible. You see what I'm saying? But the Clippers, this is just a horrible spot. It's a horrible spot. Back-to-back, plus third game in 4 nights, all on the road for the Clippers. They have won what have they won? 9 straight games here. They've won 9 straight games, but third game in 4 nights, all in a row. 4th game in 6 nights, 7th game in 11 days for the Clippers. This could be a spot where they really run out of gas. And if you remember, notice if they rest even a guy here, rest even one guy, I think that's very indicative of how the Clippers are looking at this game. If they play everybody, see what I'm saying? Then the Clippers could come to play here. Like they could, when you're on a 9-game win streak, you want to win as many games as possible. That's what you want to do. Like you don't want to. So I think it's interesting to see if Kawhi. We know Paul George had I don't know if he had an illness or what the fuck, but something going on with PG. He didn't play last night, but regardless, this is what I have written down. Back-to-back, 3rd and 4, all in a row. 4th game in 6 nights, 7th game in 11 days for the Clippers in this one. Thunder got a 2-day rest advantage. This is only their 5th game in the last 11 days. So they have a major rest advantage. They are the younger team. They're at the house playing well. Could only look towards the Thunder minus a 4.5. Personally, I hadn't hopped on the Thunder yet, even though I know this is the spot and I know it's written down. Personally, I think it is a little bit better, like should give you more confidence, even if the line goes up and like Paul George and Kawhi Leonard or something like that are out, or James Harden. Even if they rest one of these guys, Kawhi Leonard or James Harden, I think that's telling you that the Clippers is like they know that their streak is about to come to an end and that this could be just like a scheduled loss. Clippers also head back to the house after this game as well. They played so they were getting ready for Christmas. They play the Boston Celtics at the house the next game. So they could just be ready to get to the house. The way the Thunder play, once they really start to put it on you, they just kind of go on these major runs, man. They're at the house where they turn up here. I'd heavily lean the Thunder minus 4.5. Wouldn't be a bit surprised if the Clippers rested some guys in this spot, my guys. Let's get over here to the streets of Chicago in this one. Bulls land 5.5 at the house versus the San Antonio Spurs in this one. Now, the Vassell, it's going up to 6 now. I don't care. The Bulls shouldn't be laying points in this particular spot. They've been balling out, guys. We cashed a few of the plays with the Bulls as well. They've been balling out. They beat San Antonio earlier this year in San Antonio, 112 to 121 to 112. The Spurs did have a 9-point lead at the end of the first quarter in that game. They did have an 11-point lead at the end of the first half in that game. They got outscored 35-20 in the third quarter in Nelwyn, and obviously basically the game was over in Nelwyn. But this could be one where it flips, where the Bulls could come out hot and then run out of gas late. So one thing to note, Wemby is back in this game. Last time he played up against the Bulls, he went 21 points and 20 rebounds. Wemby with a 20-20 game against these boys up against Vucevic. I don't see why he can't do it again. Look at this. The Spurs, they're 3-1 against it. Don't look now, but the Spurs are starting to play better. That's all I'm saying. They've cost me a bunch of money so far this year, but they're going to make it back for me. 3-1 against the spread their last 4 games. Go, Spurs, go. Don't look now, but the Spurs, number 10 defense in the 10th ranked defensive rating in the last 5 games, my guys. I'm just saying the facts are the facts. They're starting to put shit together. This is The Bulls, back-to-back, third game in 4 nights, fourth game in 6 nights, seventh game in 11 days for the Bulls, and they're laying points. I think the Spurs could possibly shock the world and win this game outright. I do like the Spurs here, plus the 5.5. I'll wait until last minute. I know that Vassell could possibly be out, but the spread is only going up. So, I mean, you can even get 6 right now with the Spurs, but me personally, I think they're live to win this game outright, man. It sounds crazy as hell. I know that they don't win too much on the road, but this is a spot, in my opinion, for the Bulls that they've been scorching high, and I don't like this spot. Like I said, 7th game in 11 days, back-to-back, coming off a huge win versus the Lakers as well. Had to not necessarily exert a ton of energy there, but they've been exerting a ton of energy just overall. DeMar DeRozan, 36 minutes last night. Patrick Williams, 33. Kobe White, he's been balling 33 minutes as well. But if they're not making threes in this one, or if the Spurs get hot from 3, they could shock the world and win this game outright. So me and the way that I look at games, a team that's playing 7th game in 11 days and that's been traveling all over the place, I'm not laying 5.5, 6 points with them versus everybody. And honestly, this line should be higher the way that the Bulls are, like, or the way that they're playing. They're 9-1 against the spread last 10 games. Why is this number like 7.5, 8? I think the books know, because this was even like 4.5 yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. They've been traveling all over the place. They had 2 games on the road. San Antonio, then Milwaukee. Remember, the game in Milwaukee, one of those games went to overtime as well. For the Bulls, they went to over. So this game that they lost by 4, this was the start of the 7th game in 11 days, December 11th, overtime game versus Milwaukee. They come home. It was a second of a back-to-back. They come to the house versus the Denver Nuggets, end up losing that one. Back out on the road for 3 road games. Then back to the house yesterday. They turned up yesterday. This is the spot where the Bulls bottom out, in my opinion. I like the Spurs here, plus the 5.5 / the plus the 6 for me, my guys. Let's get over here to the streets of Memphis in this one, guys. Grizzlies land 2.5 points at the house versus the Indiana Pacers. Tough game, I must say. Grizzlies have won 4 straight, and they've covered 4 straight, and won 4 straight last 4 in this series here. I'll tell you right now, scheduling spot, I don't like the spot for the Pacers here. 5th game in 7 nights for the Pacers here as well. Also 7th game in 11 days for the Pacers as well. So I don't like, and this is all since the in-season tournament as well. They went to Detroit, Milwaukee, Washington, Minnesota, came home for 2 games, Clippers and then Hornets. They came and balled out last night. This could be, I know that they're still pissed and they want to get back on the winning streak, but that 5th game in 7 nights is like a dead zone spot for an NBA team, guys. I know that they're professionals. I know that these guys get rest, but still playing 5 games in 7 nights is going to have a toll on you, especially when the other team has the rest advantage. Now, it is at least 3rd game in 4 nights for the Grizzlies. They're not on the back-to-back, though, but they've been horrible at the house. They're 1-11 straight up at the house. They finally got Ja Morant back. The vibes are back in Memphis. If you watch the game versus the Pelicans, you know that they weren't even at the house. Now, fans are probably going to start coming back to the games now that Ja Morant is back. So you could say that it could be a little bit of a letdown off the last game for the Memphis, but with this being the scheduled bet against spot for the Pacers and the way they like to run and gun, they played some defense last night, but this could be a spot. We know the Grizzlies are the better defensive team. Ja ran out of gas. That's another point here. Ja did run out of gas in his first game back versus the Pelicans. But and he's going up against a team that runs and guns. But I just feel like this could possibly be like a Bane game. Like maybe Ja doesn't do as well this game, and Bane goes crazy, or Triple J goes crazy, or Roddy or something like that. So I lean Grizzlies minus 2.5. Not strong enough for me to get there. But when the like I say, when I'm looking at these games and it was getting right before Christmas, and you got these teams that's head out on the road and things like that, it can be a distraction. You see what I'm saying? So I heavily lean Grizzlies here, mainly because Pacers are on a back-to-back 3rd game in 4 nights, 5th in 7 and 7th game in 11 days. This could be a spot where the Pacers are just running on fumes in the 4th quarter here, and we know that the vibes are back in Memphis. I could only look towards the Grizzlies minus 2.5 here. Let's get over here to the streets of Milwaukee in this one. Now, this is one where it's not the best, and you don't have to take it. This is a play that I gave out last night on the Buckets pod. I do like gave it out on the Buckets pod, but I'm not on the Bucks. You see what I'm saying? I'm on the Orlando Magic in this one. I did take them last night plus the 8. It went down to 7 this morning. So that's what I put on the Action Network app, but it's all fair. It's all good because it's back up to 8.5. Giannis in, out, I don't give a damn. They could play everybody here. The Magic have historically been owned by the Milwaukee Bucks, but the gears are starting to change. You see what I'm saying? The Magic did beat them earlier this year, November 11th. They beat them 112-97. That was at the house. Giannis played. Damian Lillard didn't play in that game, so it was a little bit different, but they still had Pat Connaughton and Jay Crowder as well, two guys that was kind of changing things for him. I know that Crowder didn't have a big game, but there was still just a defensive presence of having him out there. Now, the Magic, in my opinion, I think, and I kind of said this on yesterday's show as well. I said, I think the Heat could go out there and shock the world and beat the Magic outright. Magic can't be laying 5 in that point. This is a spot where they actually perform well as underdogs here. They've lost 3 straight games. They're 0-3 against the spread last 3 as well versus some really tough East teams, the Celtics and the Heat. Now, they're going up against another tough Bucks team, but you want to know the difference? The Bucks are all offense and don't really play a ton of defense. That's the exact opposite of the Heat and the Celtics, which Celtics are balance on both of them. But I like the Magic in this spot. Some little bounce back sorcery here, man. The Magic, it's a back-to-back, but it's not a 3rd and 4. They had 2 days off before the game versus the Miami Heat. So I still think that and their guys didn't play a ton of minutes as well. I know it looks like they lost by 9, but that game wasn't even really close for most of the game yesterday. Banchero played the highest minutes at 34 minutes. And also, I believe that Joe Ingles probably sat last night's game out so that he can play in this one. That's all the more reason why I think the Magic could shock the world and win this game outright. The Bucks have been absolutely red hot, guys. They have, and this is their 6th straight home game as well. In general, it's usually not a time that you like to fade a home team when they're fat and sassy, but I think they're a little too comfortable here. Why? They head out on the road, so you got to take care of you know what, baby? We having Christmas on the 21st. Or maybe they can have Christmas tomorrow. They won't be at the house for Christmas. Their next 3 games are on the road, play 2 of them in New York, and then they got another one versus the Nets as well, my guys. So I feel like this is a spot where I'm actually going against the grain here. It looks like, okay, we should take the Bucks. They've been balling out 5-0 straight up last 5 games. They've been smacking everybody. They hadn't been smacking anybody important. They beat the Spurs, they beat the Pistons, they beat the Pacers, they beat the Rockets and the Bulls in the overtime by 4. You see what I'm saying? There's no real, I'm not going to say any respectable opponents, but I feel like this is a spot. This is probably one of the toughest defensive assignments that they've had. I mean, the Rockets wasn't a bad one, but they still only covered their game by 2, and it was like a 4-point game at the last second, man. I feel like this is the Bucks' last home game before the Christmas road trip here. They're only 7-8-1 against the spread as a home favorite as well. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't give a damn as Giannis in there. I wouldn't be surprised if the Magic shocked the world and won this game outright, my guys. Give me the Magic plus the 8.5 here. Let's go over here to the streets of Minnesota in this one. Wolves land 6.5 points at the house versus the LA Lakers in this one, guys. And it looks real easy. Now, this one, you got to wait on the injury report, but I'm going to tell you something. It looks real easy to take the Minnesota Timberwolves here, lay the points versus the Lakers. The Lakers have not been in good form. And I can't say revenge narrative. The last time these two teams played, the Wolves lost versus the Lakers in the play-in tournament. This was last year. Remember, Lakers won in overtime, 108-102 to basically make the playoffs. So I know that the Wolves have revenge, but this is still not a good spot. And like I said yesterday, the Wolves have been traveling all over the place. So first off, this is, so let me see. This is the 3rd game in 4 nights. It's a back-to-back 3rd game in 4 nights, 4th and 6th as well for the Timberwolves. But just look and see where they've been going, man. So right after the little mini break or whatever, December 11th, they went in there and lost versus the Pelicans, 107-121. I was on the Pelicans in that spot. 2 days later, they go and face the Mavs. I was on the Wolves in that spot. You see what I'm saying? Then they go face they come home off a 2-game road trip, face the Pacers, smack them up, go on the road for 2 games versus Miami, then versus Philadelphia. Now they come to the house for 1 game, and then they head back out on the road, my guys. They head back out on the road for 2 games. I don't know. One of them's in Sacramento, the other one's in OKC. I don't know if they might go home for Christmas after that game, but still, you're coming home in the midst of a 4-game road trip. You're coming home for 1 game. I did not like the spot for the Wolves here. If everybody plays for the Lakers, I actually think this is a game that they could turn up. Lakers have been very, very lackluster lately. 0-3 straight up, 0-5 against the spread last 5. They're on a back-to-back 3rd game in 4 nights as well, but at least not in 4th and 6. You see what I'm saying? So they have a little bit more rest long-term here, but this is a spot where, in all honesty, I just don't think that the Wolves should be laying 6.5. Not if everybody's in for the Lakers. Now, if LeBron or AD or somebody like that sit, obviously it's going to be make it a lot better for the Wolves. But in my opinion, this could be a spot where the Wolves, like, they didn't really have it all in the tank last night. Now it's a back-to-back with travel. They could definitely not have it all in the tank tonight, my guys. So, and I didn't bet this game, but I'll say if everybody's in there for the Lakers, they can match up well with the Wolves. They have a slight, both of them on 3rd and 4, but Lakers not in 4th and 6, and they're coming off a game where they've been playing so lackluster. They've been getting smacked up. This could be a spot where the Lakers could shock everyone and win this game outright. So in this particular spot, I would not lay 6.5 points with the home team. That's what I'm saying, my guys. Last game up, I don't have much on this game. I'll tell you straight up. Only thing I can tell you is that that the Wizards have the Warriors on deck tomorrow. We know that that's going to be a big game for Jordan Poole. This is only the second game all year that the Blazers have been favored. They have been playing a lot better lately. This is their 5th straight home game. They got to travel after this one. They have the Warriors on deck as well, but it's in 2 days, so they catch the Warriors on a back-to-back. Then they can go home for Christmas. I'd like to say I lean to the Blazers here. Wizards haven't been playing bad though as well. They're 3-0 against the spread last 3 games, my guys. Been playing teams surprisingly a little close. I just know that this is a look-ahead spot for Jordan Poole. Can't wait to face the Warriors tomorrow, my guys, even though Draymond's not out there. So this is a game I don't really have a good feel for. I'm definitely not in a hurry to lay points with the Blazers, my guys, but it's just a tough game. I have thoughts or lean on every other game except for this one. I'm not here to waste your time, my guys. I have 1 second to look at the chat. So what you got going on in the chat? My guy Ronald say he's like in Blazers team total over might be the look here. He cooked later. AD historically owns Gobert. My guy says I'd rather talk about some shirts than that fucking game. You know, man, I'd rather talk about some shirts. Sean Murphy is taking them on the alternate line. CJ Martin likes the over 240 in that game. Oh, let me see. What else they got? Wolves -6 is his top play. He says pounded. Big public on the Wolves. Yeah, now I'd wait to see who's playing for the Lakers. If somebody's out, maybe they get smashed. But if everybody's in, I don't think it's a bet on spot. I don't think it's a bet on spot for the Wolves. That's just me. I love the Wolves. You see what I'm saying? Joe says Minnesota after a loss has been fired. That's a good point there. Let me see. And they hit on the road next to Cali. I hadn't been in on the comments, so now I got to go up. My guy Sean Murphy said he likes Wolves -8 official, the +120. Bucks was on the second leg back-to-back against the Rockets. Philly losing on Monday, RC. They must play the Heat or something, man. My guy S.Warrior. S.Warrior. He talking about the Christmas game over there, man. Bulls money line, Clippers spread, Blazers over. Let me see. It's up to +9. I'm all in. We never all in, my guy. We never all in, man. Miles Turner downgraded to questionable. Magic slipping in their defensive identity. They're going to be on it tonight, man. They're going to be on it tonight, my guys. Pacers, Grizz over. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, if it ain't broke. Orlando, Miami, Milwaukee over. My guy says Bane been money lately. Jay doesn't make square plays. Desmond's shot is hard to make. Who say I'm going square on some shit, man? Who say I'm going square on some? Ja run out of gas at the beginning. It looked like Ja caught his second win. Now, that's a fact. Now, them boys wanted their win. That's a fact. Any questions, man, before I get up out of here? What you say? What you talking about, Ronald? Body language is everything. Jay, I hope you appreciate Pacers first. Laurie Markkinen, THT, Jordan Clarkson are out. Damn, THT is out too? Shit, them boys tanking or what? What they doing? Grizzlies -4 +122 official. Yeah, I do think it's good points today on today's card. I'm looking at it. I'm like, man, some of these teams are just in horrible. I think they're in horrible fatigue spots, in my opinion, my guys. I think they're horrible fatigue spots, man. So this what I'm liking today, man. For today. I can't tell anyone to like to bet the Pistons, but I think the Pistons get it done first half and full game. But what I do suggest, I'm on the Pelicans here. Also, another team I think gets it done in first half and full game. I bet the Pelicans on the money line. I like a -2. So this is what I'm liking, man. Best spots of the day. Pelicans money line. Pelicans -2.5. Spurs +5.5, +6. Magic +8.5, +9. I'd heavily lean to the pace. I'd heavily lean to the Pistons first half full game. I'd heavily lean to Grizzlies full game. I'd heavily lean to the Thunder in the full game, and I'd heavily lean to the Lakers in the full game as well, my guys. So That's the show, my brothers. I gave you guys every single thing that I'm looking at. That is spot game J's. You know what I'm saying? I'm noticing the patterns, man. I'm staying calculated, trusting my instincts, trusting my guts. If you don't like the plays, if it's something that you don't like, my guys, please don't send me negative energy. Like, I'm all about positivity. If when there's somebody that has a play that I don't like, I'll tell them straight up. I don't have thoughts on it. Like, I won't even, on these podcasts I'm doing, I'll never send negative energy to somebody else's plays. Like, that's gonna bounce, that's gonna boomerang and come back to you, bro. So I always tell people, if you don't like the play, you first off, you don't have to take it. I don't want to hear the negativity about the plays. Like, just don't say anything. It's, you know what I'm saying? Is you don't like it, it's your money. You don't have to bet it, man. We stand calculated. We're not having any regrets, my guys. We stand positive. It's all positive energy, all positive vibes. Let's get this cash, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you really like the show, man, if you really like the piece, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Tell your folks about the show. Tell them to subscribe. It's free picks. You could also join the channel as a member as well if you'd like to show some support, man. It's all love. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Happy holidays to everybody out there. Hope we get some cash today. It's Us Against the Bookies, man. Let's smash these motherfuckers today. Let's get this cash, man. I hope everybody has a great day, great weekend, all that good stuff. Take care of your family, man. We out, guys. Let's go.